another episode of Real Estate Roasts, the show where we look at online house listings to find the most expensive, coolest or darn weirdest properties for sale all over the globe. Today we're back in North America and we're going to do another random state today and try and find the most expensive, coolest looking house that we can do. So we're thinking that we're going to go onto the West Coast. Well, I say West Coast, I mean somewhere in the middle here. We're going to go to Colorado and see what we've got for sale up here. We're going to put a minimum price of at least $900,000, apply that and sort by high to low. Now, what the 183-acre lake for $325 million. I think Colorado's going to give us some interesting stuff. We've got a house here that looks like a ski slope with 10 beds and 12 bathrooms for $100 million. Maybe not this one because that looked more like commercial property than anything else. 13 bed, 9 bathroom ranch for $85 million. Let's go here. Let's see what we've got actually. Aspen. I'm guessing this is going to be another ski resort area. Look at this. Lots of lovely green fields. Estimated payment just under $500,000 per month on your mortgage. 13 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, 8,468 square foot, which for $85 million again is not the largest thing that we've seen. Single family residence, so it's not actually a commercial property, this one either. We've got built in 1958, no data on anything, yet you're still paying $3,000 a month for your HOA fees. It's got horse barns, it's got an indoor riding area. Roaring Fork Valley, is that a place? Somebody let me know in the comments. Historic cabin, tack rooms, again, I think that's a horse thing. 500 plus acres. Heart of the renowned McKay Branch in Old Snow, Mass. Is it renowned? Let me know. Let's go into the pictures. Look at that. Now that is a view and a half, ladies and gentlemen. That is some mountains right there, and I'm going to hope that that's some eagle or something flying around over there. I think this is just going to be lots of outdoor pictures, this one. This is another ranch. Look at all that space. It's very much Lion King. Anywhere that you can see is your kingdom. Once again, some lovely paddocks. I'm guessing this is a paddock right here. It looks quite well maintained, so I don't know whether it's a riding paddock or whether you just whack some sheep on there and keep the grass down. There we are, some polo. We see some polo sticks. We see some games going on. This is the heart of rich territory here, ladies and gentlemen. Polo for days. Once again, another view of what must be another polo field. Another view of some. So you got to really like polo, but I guess if you got $85 million to spend on a house, you probably do like polo. Coming in, another view from up a hill somewhere. You've got a nice little road by the looks of it coming in. Lots of areas to, well, I would personally get a dirt bike and go absolutely ham around this, but you can take a leisurely stroll in a little buggy, I am sure. Come through some more. Now, this looks to me like Red Dead Redemption. If you've ever played that game, then this ranch makes a lot of sense. Even more. Little lake down here. Lots of mountains, views for days. Don't know whether any horses come with it. You probably have to provide your own horses. These look like buttes, but I'm sure you'd be trucking in, probably at least the price of the house again, in premium stallions. And come through. Even more horses. God, you've got to absolutely love equine studies to buy this property. Harry's Vista, swing bench overlooking the mountains, absolute legendary. Harry's Vista, #1 spot. Some glamping areas here. I'm sure you can make back some of your cash by selling premium exclusive camping experiences. Come through here, fire pit. Hopefully this isn't the actual property. If you're paying £85 million for a tent, then you'll need your head checking. Now the view, lots of water going on. Imagine keeping all of this lush and green in summer. You're going to be spending a lot of money on water, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Oh, is this a diving lake? Very interesting. Couple of good boys here. Loving the good boys here, and the deck looks like it's seen better days. Hopefully, again, this is another outhouse, not the main $85 million property. Now, this is this the property, or is this a guest house? This could be the property. This could be what you're paying for. We're a 19 out of 91 pictures, so let's see what we're going in. Now, this looks like, if you've ever been to the UK, there's a hotel chain called Center Parcs, which is a bunch of log cabins in the woods, and this feels very much like that. You probably pay about $85 million during the kids' school holidays to stay there for a week, so this looks like good value. Come through here, this lake looks very nice, very rustic, very countryside. We come inside, we've got a very comfortable living room. Again, we've said this a few times on the show, these very expensive properties rarely feel like you actually want to live there, but this feels like something you could sit down in, actually watch a proper TV, sit down and play some cards with your rellies there, and an actual nice, comfortable looking sofa. See there, picture windows there. They've obviously done this jobby where you accentuate the outside and then overlap it on the inside pictures. You wouldn't get that kind of picture window there from a straight picture. Very rustic fixtures and fittings, but we do love seeing the grille directly outside. That's a very nice expensive Weber one by the looks of it. Very rustic, very classical. You'd have to be very old money to enjoy this. Very old money indeed. Very exposed kitchen there. It's very nicely designed. You've got the island in the middle. You've got not a built-in fridge freezer. You've even got a desk in the kitchen, making a lot of use of space here. As we go into one of the bedrooms, suites, TV on the wall. Like to see it. Actually, people living here is going to be very nice. Onto your own private terrace by the looks of it. We come around to the other side. I'm not a massive fan of having your master suite then exposed to everybody else. I mean, if you're a couple, you have to keep these blinds drawn most of the time. Keep your privacy in board if you've got guests. Into one of the bathrooms here. Sit down shower, very nice. Not a fan of the beigey tile choices, but the rest of the fixtures and fittings look okay. Come back, another view of your little lake out the front of the property there as we come into what looks like a separate self-contained bedroom area. Still looks like it's attached to that other building, but looks like it's got its own entranceway right here. Very dark wood paneling. Doesn't look like the best quality, but you know, you're paying for your views, you're paying for your environs, not the property by the seams of it. It could be another property, who knows? We're not even a third of the way through yet. Well, actually, over a third of the way through. My maths is terrible. So you can see, looking up towards the hills, there's another little cabin there. I'm sure you get plenty of outbuildings with this place than we see here. I'm guessing this is a little like hunter's lodge. You'd probably rent it out for several $100,000 a week in prime times. Fire pit with just some logs. This looks like a countryside park. I'm sure you probably have your own ranger to look after everything. Scrubland there. Another view from, I'm guessing, the other side of that same property you looked at before. Looks very same style. Another little cabin there. Walkway up. Inside here. Out the other side, maybe? Might be the same property. Again, nice actual living room where you would actually live, surprisingly enough. And I don't know whether they've actually photoshopped the start of the film onto the TV there to show that there is actually a TV. And it looks like it's at non-neck breaking height, which is very nice. This is a different building. There's a different kitchen here. It looks a bit more stylish. A little bit more up to date with some, could be solid wood cabinets in there, who knows. It's all a bit janky, to be fair. I mean, the dirty tissues don't exactly help the styling of this place. Another classical dining room here, but looks a little bit more modern as you view out back over the countryside from your hot tub. We've finally seen a hot tub, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Now the bedroom, again, another very plain bedroom. Like I say, you're not nouveau riche if you come in here. You're not marble and gold. You are rustic and views for days. Cannot have this crumbling wallpaper here when you're paying $85 million. I mean, I'm all for living in rustic, but that's just not right. That's not right. Bunk beds here, which I don't know whether they are actually supposed to be bunk beds or somebody's just whacked another bed on top of another one. I would maybe double check that before you let your kids climb up there. And a creepy looking rocking chair. This is your hangout place with a massive billiard table. Obviously a picture of the polo on the wall. Some very interesting wood paneling again. And a den and pseudo cinema room. I don't know why the cinema room, you've now decided to whack the TV a little bit higher up so you have to be laid back, but I don't understand these people. So we come out here, this is another one of your paddock areas for all of the horses that you're going to be having. Another view down from there in a lake and some horses. Oh, coming into a barn. This must be your indoor riding area. So this is it. This is your hay on the floor indoor riding area for, I guessing, when it's snowing outside, perhaps. Let me know if that's something that you do in winter, still ride horses. Balcony up here so that all your family can watch you actually down there performing your dressage. Let's come here, what looks like a bullpen. Guessing this is where you tame your horses. Oh no, it might actually be for your bulls. So you've got some cows on the property as well, which you'd expect with a ranch, I would expect. Some more horses in a paddock. I guess as you get further away from the house, they get a little bit shaggier. As we look out again, you're paying for views, you're paying for access, you're not paying for the quality of the properties here. Because again, looks like we're going into another cabin that you could probably again rent out for ridiculous sums during prime polo or skiing season, I would bet. Now this is probably where the ranchers stay. Yeah, you've got your industrial ranch equipment right here. Let's see what else we've got on the go. More views. Couple of... Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Americans, but these are pickleball courts, no? These look a bit too small to be tennis courts. Potentially they might be tennis courts, but I think this is looking pickleball-y. More polo, obviously. More views of your paddocks. You've got to love a paddock if you're going to buy this property. We're in the home stretch now, ladies and gentlemen. We're over 12 minutes looking through this one, but stick with me as we get through. More views of the outside and the mountains. I don't know how many of these mountains actually come with the property. I'd imagine you would get something. So you'd be able to go up there and live your cowboy fantasies as much as you want. Look at this commercial equipment. You probably have to get quite used to having a bunch of random people on the property all the time. And your staffing bill is probably going to be like a super yacht. They say to spend 10% of the purchase price per year in upkeep. I'd imagine that probably holds true for a property like this. Especially with all the water you got to use to keep this lush and green. And a farm hand or a relative moving your horses from cabin to cabin. More polo. You've got to absolutely love the polo. There's no grandstands, so this is private games by the seams of it. So this isn't going to be a commercial polo field, but I don't know about the zoning laws in Colorado, but you might want to think about turning it into that. Again, good old boys there playing a bit of the polo. Never really understood it, but it's just croquet for rich people. Couple of more polo pictures. Some bulls in a field. And the final one, view of the more rustic environment there. I have to admit, ladies and gentlemen, this one did not impress me much. In the words of Shania Twain, it's a Sotheby's legit listing, but the quality of some of those fixtures and fittings just look terrible for the price that you're paying. I know you're paying for the mountains, you're paying for the views, but that's a lot of money to pay for crumbling wallpaper and dodgy bunk beds. It's an interesting one. Let me know your thoughts. It's been on the Zillow for 7 or 8 months and it's had under 5,000 views, which doesn't shock me too much. Very niche audience, very polo heavy. Let me know if you ever played polo, because I've never met anybody who has. I'm going to chalk this up as a loss because it is just not particularly interesting apart from the views. Once you've seen the view once, would you get bored? Would you just need to rent it for 1 week a year? Who knows? But thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you on the next episode of Real Estate Roasts.